Now, presidential candidate for the All People's Congress, Hassan Ayariga, is set to launch his campaign activities for the 2024 presidential elections and on June 13. There's also going to be a press conference where he's going to be addressing some national issues. Well, I've been joined in the studio by the APC presidential candidates for a conversation. Grateful for your time. Mr. Ayariga, it's been a while. How are you doing?
I'm great, thank you, Aisha. How are you doing too?
I'm good, good, good.
You look good.
What should we expect? I mean, that press conference, you say we should expect a big press conference on Tuesday. What is it all about?
Really, we've been faced with a lot of difficulties, and it's so unfortunate that many people are not talking about the situation we find ourselves in as a country. We've been faced with doomsday every day, faced with water crisis, the issue of the cedi against the major currencies that is becoming very, very problematic, and businesses are losing their values, and the cedi is even losing its value. So businessmen are becoming poorer by the day. Government is losing over $10 billion almost every year because of cedi depreciation. And many other challenges, the economy, the hardship. You know what is happening in the system. People cannot afford to buy foodstuff. People cannot feed their family 3 square meals. And we have the same government that has put the people in these difficulties, running to become president. I don't think that this government has that locus or that power to tell Ghanaians to vote for them anymore. I mean, clearly, Ghana is in serious crisis. And these crises are increasing by the day. It's not just that they are managing it. It's not being managed. It's like, let's run for president. Let's spend more money on campaigning. So they spend more on campaign activities than building the country. And we cannot wait and suffer through these difficulties, and Ghanaians will be suffering too. And nobody is talking. Nobody is saying anything. Everybody is mute.
You'll be launching your campaign activities on the 13th.
After the press conference, we're going to move to Tamale, and then from Tamale we'll move to Boku on the 13th of June, where we'll launch the campaign right from Boku, and then we come up. So 13th of June, we're going to be in Boku until 18th of June, where we'll do a lot of community engagement, visit some of the schools in the community and the other 6 community, constituencies in the region. Then we'll move up to the other part, the northern part, the Savannah, and then up to Volta, and then we'll come back to Ashanti, and then up to Accra, and then Western.
But what makes you think that you are so different from the 2 political parties out there, and the reason that the electorate should vote for you? For instance, let me ask you this. If we vote for you to become president, do you have a resolution for our cedi problem?
Yes. First of all, what makes me different is that you voted for the NDC and the MPP, yet we find ourselves in this serious crisis and mess. We don't want to recycle them. We have to move away from this mess to look for another person or party that can salvage us from this economic mess. The APC has policies, big and good policies. Our first policy is the mindset, change of mindset. Ghanaians need to begin to change their mindset towards their own country and how we manage our economy. We must change our mindset in order to embrace some of these new policies that the APC is bringing on board. And our attitude, we have to change our attitude. We have to begin to be patriotic and truthful to our nation and to our people. Then we come the economic lockdown. I am proposing the first policy of an economic lockdown, a national database, a development policy, a national development policy. People are getting confused when I talk about the economic lockdown. Why an economic lockdown? In the last 2-3 years, we locked down because of pandemic. And we could not sustain this country for 2-3 weeks. And we had to rush and come out of the lockdown because there was no food, no product, nothing to feed us. Now we have to lock down because we have to begin to build our own economy to become a production hub, a manufacturing hub, and an industrial hub. We're importing too much. That is where now we find the dollar higher than our cedi. We don't produce, we don't manufacture, we don't industrialize, and yet we keep buying on daily basis and importing minor things that Ghana can produce. Food. We spend over $1.2 billion importing rice every year. Can you imagine if we want to channel that amount of money into farming of rice? We spend about $750 million importing oil. Can you imagine if we want to channel that money in the production of oil? And we have so many things, so many natural resources that can give us oil: coconut, granules, soya bean, shea butter. All these things can be used to produce oil, yet we import. I can go on and on. How much we spend on importing tomatoes? $700 million. How much we spend on importing frozen food stuff, chicken, fish. We have the sea, we have farms. We are unable to produce poultry feed to feed our. So we are practically a dependent nation that is not actually doing anything.
Recently, when government attempted to restrict the importation of some goods into the country, there was a huge fuss about it. What would you have done if you were in the shoes of government?
You need to put the structures and let the people know that, look, in order for us to be economically independent, we need to sacrifice. Engaging the people is the most important thing. Let them know your policy. Let them know that this is going to benefit the country and benefit everybody. You cannot just put a policy and people don't understand what you are talking. They will resist. And that is why we are talking about the mindset, the change of mindset, the change of attitude. Our policies is a cycle of revolutionary cycle that is going to touch base on everything. So we're going to have a national data system too. This national data system is going to give us the information of every Ghanaian, captured right from the child born today to the last old man standing. To have data, perfect data of everyone, in order for us to plan very well what we need to do, how many engineers we need to train in a year, and even the issue of graduate unemployment. All these things will be tackled when you have proper data giving you statistics of your people, how they live, what they need to do before you plan.
All right, so we wish you all the best on Tuesday and on the 13th when you launch your campaign activities. That's Hassan Ayariga. He's a leader of the All People's Congress, right?
Yes, APC.
All the best. Let's get